Welcome to the Awaken the Awesome podcast with your host, Oriyede. This is Awaken the Awesome, a podcast where we take a moment to acknowledge that we are all in this together. Through enlightening conversations and personal insights, we like to connect with individuals just like you who show us how they are bringing a little bit of awesomeness in their individual journeys. Our hope is to encourage you to always keep pushing and to stay awesome along the way. I've often mentioned on and off the air how these conversations are born just as much from my curiosity to get to see the world from my guest's perspective as they are from my willingness to learn a thing or two from their impactful experience. This conversation was no different. I've wanted to have Vincent Gutta on the program for some time now. With over a decade of expertise as a high-level real estate broker, Vincent has the kind of energy that is impossible to ignore. Always a kind smile, always the impeccable gentleman. Truly laser-focused on his goals and ferociously dedicated to serving his clients' needs, Vince is a true champion as an example of living one's best life. And he does it, as you'll soon find out, by simply and consistently saying yes. Another heartfelt conversation filled with touching insights, practical tips, and even some fun routines which you'll discover at the end. It's all there, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. So let's get into this. Awaken the Awesome, episode 87 with Vincent Gutta. Here we go. Thank you so much for your availability and your terrific energy for tonight's recording. I really do appreciate it. As always, it's always a pleasure and a treat to have my guests on and from all walks of life. And I only have, so much appreciation for people who, as always, are exemplifying just living with purpose, living with passion, and definitely throughout our own professional and mutual interactions, I've had such a great respect for what you do, because in an industry such as cutthroat as real estate, we have to say it because it's demanding, it is very high intensity, it is competitive, and it's definitely scary. But you've made it, so far, 10 plus years going strong, and you're not showing any signs of stopping. And, I just want to, just shout it out and just first of all, congrats on such a huge achievement. Because again, 10 years, man. It's not 10 days, it's not 10 months, 10 years, and you're still doing it, and you're still just as committed as day one. But I want to take you back there. I know we've talked about this, previously and off the air, but I really want to take you back there because I think that's very resonating, and people, I'm sure, can resonate with that. Can you remember your first sale and what it felt like after the signature? When you walk away, clients are gone, but can you remember what your first sale was like?
Oh, wow, man. You're just giving me so much goosebumps right now, speaking to me and just really putting it out there. And I have just some water in my eyes, man, because that first sale was just breathtaking. I got out of the notary office, 21 years old.
21, wow.
21 years old, and didn't have a car, and my dad lent me his car. And that's how I started. I didn't, I started with $0, my real estate business. And all of a sudden I grabbed a check of a couple thousand. And then there was another couple thousand. I was doing new construction, condos. And I was not even looking at the money transaction. I was just looking how many transactions could I do to impact someone, to really influence someone, realizing their goal. And it just compounded and compounded and compounded. And I got to say, I was one of the youngest brokers for Remax in Montreal, South Shore, starting at that age.
At 21?
At 21, at 2021. Yeah, it was my birthday. I started, so I'm 10 plus years now. So I started around my birthday, and it just it makes it really special when you're starting out young, and you really start with $0. I was going out before, I was enjoying life, and I didn't really save up money, so it just made it just even more special to see how much I could handle, and what could I do as a person to really influence the family in front of me, to influence the individuals, that first time buyer or the family that's 50, 60, 70 years old, taking trust in me for selling or buying their property. So it was really something that really touched me.
Because you hear that all over the place, right? Because again,
Yeah.
you know, throughout anybody's life, in the course of their life, that will be one of the most significant purchases of their life. So there's a lot of emotional baggage that comes with that. I could say, how do you reassure them? How do you coach them? Because there's a lot of psychology involved, obviously, because you have to be there for them. And because that's the thing, because it's speaking with you, I understood that it's not just selling a property. It is genuinely helping someone and serving. And I was just wondering if you could speak on that.
Oh, well, I think you just nailed it right on the spot. It's not about just selling that property. We are the consultant. We're the ones that are guiding the client. We're serving, we're helping the client. They're taking trust in us to give them all the information that we have, the value that we have, and finding them the solution to achieving that purchase or that sale. So there's so many things that we take in consideration when meeting a client. The energy we got to bring, the enthusiasm, what value we could bring if a certain area for the family to buy in that area or sell and making them purchase another property. You know, we're dealing with successions, we're dealing with divorce and separation daily. And you know, there's a lot of negative in there. And how do we stay positive all the time? And that is a question I get asked over and over. Vince, how do you do it? What do you do? I don't understand. You're positive, or you're always smiling, or you're laughing, you're chanting.
Always.
And you know what? It's not. I don't pretend it. I don't fake it. It's just a part of me. That's the way I grew up, and that's the way I'm expressing myself, and I'm just being myself. That's who I am. And when we talk about intelligence or being smart to do something, well, I'm sorry, it's not. It's the enthusiasm and the energy of using your soul into it. And that's it. It's using your soul into everything you do. And I call that soul set. And that's an
Okay.
important piece for
What
me.
is soul set?
You know, it's really it's something so deep inside of you, and just giving your best self every day. You know, there's some days I'm like, well, I didn't give my best self, and I hit myself on the cross the head, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't give it all I got. I I failed. Today I failed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, let's turn the page. Tomorrow's another day. And you know, I'm not always achieving. I'm not always achieving. That wouldn't be right to say. But I'm failing. The more I fail, the faster I achieve. And that's where the juice is. That's where the stimulation comes in. So it's something really special, I gotta say, because it's not about that sale for me. It's just how could I impact another person? And I just was on. We're on a call, but I just went through something a couple of hours ago. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I have to find a solution for some client, and I said
Okay.
I will find you the solution. The lady was crying on the phone,
Oh, wow.
and I said we're gonna stop this right now. I said we're gonna do what we need to do to get you this place. You trust me? She goes, yes, Vincent, I trust you. I said, give me everything. And I said, let me skate with it. I said, we're going to find you, we're going to get you this place. And there's no way around it. I'm winning. She's like, really? I said, say yes. She's like, what? I'm like, say yes. She's like, yes. And I said, I texted her after and I said, say yes. And she goes, yes. You know what? The more I'm with my clients, it's not, we joke around, we laugh. But you know what? When it's all about the energy, it's the energy I bring with my clients. And you know what? They love it. The client comes back with the energy. And they tell me now, Vince, say yes. And you know what? They laugh. It's so amazing because they don't live through that every single day. So when we come into a place that it's a different minding, or it's a different mindset, or heart set, or peace set, and we bring that to the table, it just changes the energy of the property. It changes. It's crazy. It changes. It's like there's movement. It's like there's like a shock, and that's what I want to create. And that's where I'm impacting as many people as I can. It could be $100,000 transaction of how much a property costs. I could tell you something. It's all the same shit. It's all the same.
To you, it's the same.
It's all the same. It's all the same. Everybody's the same. It's just how do you approach the client differently? What do you need to do for a certain marketing plan for a property? But everybody's human, and everybody has different IQs, different DNAs. Really, it just everybody just living a bit differently, but everybody's the same. Everybody's human, and that's it. Really.
I really enjoy what you put there because everybody's human. And for me, every time I look at, because again, I know we're brushing over the concept of real estate, but what I'm hearing from you,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing passion, I'm hearing dedication, I'm hearing commitment. And you talked about human emotions. And for me, one thing that always comes around within this spectrum is fear. People are
Yeah.
always afraid. And I'm hearkening it back to you and putting you on the spotlight.
Yeah.
How did you deal with your fear just along this 10-year journey, Vince? Like, because I'm sure that you're not just walking in there, because again, I'm sure you have days of uncertainties. Being an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, you're always grounding every single day. The fear has got to be there, Vince. I know you're a high performer and you're a dynamite, but you can't tell me that some days are not fearful, Vince. Every day.
Every single day I get up, and I'm going to say it honestly. And yes, I'll go to the gym. Yes, I train, but there is a fear. It's not a doubt. There's a fear. Why? Because you're starting the day at zero. That's the fear. It's not a doubt on, oh, am I going to make it? Or am I going to close that transaction? Or am I going to be able to impact that family when I go for a presentation? No, it's starting the day at zero. Imagine whatever you did in the past didn't matter, but you're starting your day at zero and you don't know what's next. What's next?
Mm-hmm.
So there is that little, and I'll tell you what it is. It's not from the mind. It's in, it's like a butterfly in your stomach. You know, those
Mm-hmm.
people get a butterfly. I just get that little butterfly and it goes away. And I'm like, today's a new day. Today is a day of just saying yes, and just saying every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And that's where my mind just shifts like that. And I do something that stimulates me.
Mm-hmm.
I think about something that's going to stimulate me in my day. There's several things that I'd like to share with you, actually. If we
Sure,
could,
please.
I know we're talking about a lot about personal growth or mindset, because it's not
Mm-hmm.
only about that. It's not the transaction. Okay. It's not, people, I love real estate. I love property. I love numbers. Yes, great. It's all nice, but it's really the psychology behind it. Um, so I'm going to go just way back
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid. I started elementary school in special needs. Okay,
Okay.
I was in a 1, 2, 3 class and a 4, 5, 6 class, and every single exam, I was taken out of class and doing the exam alone. I was slow. I was dyslexic. Um, it took me triple the time to finish my exam, and they told me never to speak a second or third language
Oh,
because
wow.
I was not strong on my first language. And then all of a sudden, I get into high school. And that's where mid high school, I just got better and better at sports, being more disciplined in class, still getting pulled out of class for my exams.
Mm-hmm.
And I just matured so quickly when I got onto the field, working, speaking 2 languages, French and English, getting good at sales, just speaking to people, being myself. I love just being out there and just helping someone. And then from helping, I became selling. And then it was an automatic thing. So for anybody that's listening to this, any young child that's listening to this, a teen, even an adult, I'm sorry, if I was able to do it, anybody could do it. But it just takes a drive. It takes energy. There's tears along the way. You're gonna fail multiple times. I still fail multiple times, but I know how to get back on my feet and just crush it. And that's how I get stimulated by people around me that encourage me. It's the people who you hang out with sometimes that are going to bring you there. Better people than you are going to bring you to accomplishing your goals. It's so scary, but it's the reality. And sometimes there's a problem today that we're dealing with, but it's not of today. It was from when you were a kid. It was when you were a child and you were brought up a certain way and your belief system hasn't changed. When starting real estate, I traveled so many different places in North America to just become better person, become better at speaking, become better at skills, have a good state, which is the physiology, the language I'm speaking and the tone that I'm speaking, and then putting the right story in my mind, which is the belief system, and having the right strategy, which is the good skill set, to being very clear on where I want to go and impacting families around me.
So you're very big on accountability, as in you don't do things haphazardly. So you really have to have a vision and a set goal for what you're doing, for your client, for yourself. Well, what I'm hearing from you is intent. You really have to go with purpose and intent.
So what is the intention? How strong is the intention? And that is really, 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 really important. Go in with hunger about it. And sometimes we got to retract on that, because if we do not have an intention for something, it's just blah. It's just like, it's like, okay, tomorrow's another day. And I've had so many times like that in my real estate career. And I just got better and better and better hanging out with the right people that now we're chanting, we're encouraging, we just want better for everybody around us, because that's our mantra now. That is the juice. That is the stimulation. Having a larger purpose is going to make me have a larger mission. And I got to say it, the circle of fulfillment, when we look at the circle of fulfillment, we're not only looking about success, we're looking at the relationships we could have. How's our family doing from a 0 to 10? How's our business going from a 0 to 10? Our health. How's our health being on a 0 to 10 scale? How's our investments and our finances doing on a 0 to 10? What kind of food are you putting into your body? 0 to 10, Are you having a growth mindset? Or you just want to be mediocre?
Mediocre.
Mediocre. Sorry. You see, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying. It's about laughing about it. Because you know what? If I was perfect, I wouldn't be where I am today.
We get so trapped into this false intent, if you will, because we're talking about intent of trying to be perfect, because we're so consumed by the fact that, it's not recommended for me to show my frailties or to show my faults or, my clumsiness. No.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing from you is like, you have to be yourself. You have to admit that, this works for you, this doesn't work for you, and you're not good at this, but you're good at that. You have to be you, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. Like I said, I make mistakes. And I'm talking about English and French. I'm speaking in English now and I'm making mistakes, let's say, right? And this is so important, because when I speak French, I do make mistakes. I prospect in French daily. I speak to clients daily in French. And I just started speaking French maybe, I would say, 10 to 12 years ago, let's say. So it's not about being perfect. I have a bracelet on me right now that says it says unlimited action taker. This is on my wrist because it just, when I look at it, it makes me get back on track. It could be a necklace, it could be a bracelet, it could be a ring, it could be anything, it could be a tattoo. But
Hmm.
this is on me. And when I have my pen on my hand, I look at it, I'm in a presentation or I'm with people, it drives me. You need something that's going to drive you to make you be just a better person. It's not how you're going to get there. It's not what you need to do to get there, but it's who we need to be as a person, as an individual.
But why do we, because we speak a lot about our amazing potential. We
Yes.
speak a lot about our incredible gifts,
Yep.
but a lot of us are not willing. Okay, I see this in twofold because in my experience, in my conversation, this is the way I see things.
Yes.
Again, first of all, a lot of people are afraid to, look behind the curtain and see the amazing things that they can achieve because they're afraid by that. They just settle in the comfort zone. Or second, and I hate to say this, a lot of people are too lazy to
Yeah.
do the work that needs to happen for them to get to that next level.
Hmm.
Have you ever wrestled with that or met people like that?
Look, I was like that. I procrastinated. I pushed things. Why? Why was I like this? And we're gonna get down to it. I actually figured it out why I was like that. Because it comes from my past of maybe being a bit lazy, not going the extra mile, procrastinating, saying, "Oh, it's okay to do it tomorrow." But yet, at the end of the day, we need something to stimulate us. We need to change the environment we're in to get to the destination we want to get to. If there's a destination you want to get to and you're thinking big, you need to change your friends. You need to move at a different location sometimes.
Hmm.
And you need something that's going to put butterflies in your stomach, get goosebumps in your system, and then just closing your eyes and going forward. As long as you're moving one step forward every single day, you are winning. That's what I think really winning is getting one step closer every single day, and you're winning. If you take a step back or you stay stagnant and you stay in the same position, you lost.
So you welcome discomfort.
You need to welcome discomfort. And I'm going to share something that it's happening right now. A couple of weeks ago, I'm in my place. It's on the weekend. I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm moving. In my mind, I'm just like, I'm moving. I can't do this anymore. It's 3, 4 months. I've been traveling a certain distance to get to the office. I leave early in the morning and I come back very late at night, between 9 and 10 o'clock, because I need to travel. And I cannot get back home sometimes during the day to even relax 30 minutes or even
Hmm.
eat home and get back on the road with clients after at night. I said, I'm moving. I'm going in another location, 10 minutes to my office, 10 minutes to my second office, 10 minutes and 50 minutes from all my clients and my business. And I said, I need to do it right away. And a lot of people were behind, like around me, are like, what? You're crazy. You're moving. You just moved 6 months ago. I'm like, I am moving and I'm signing and that's it. I'm moving and I'm moving next week. What? You're moving
Oh
next
boy.
week? Yes, I'm moving next week. I went, I signed, I took a place for 1 year. And I said, I'm doing this because if I don't do it, I will burn out. I will not be happy and I won't be stimulated. Is that crazy or what?
Kind
That's what.
of.
So I ended up moving. In the matter of a couple of days, I signed. I went to book. I went to a couple of stores, got all kinds of furniture. I moved it. I had some stuff that was included already.
Hmm.
3 days later, the same night, 8 p.m., I booked Florida. I said, I'm going to see my grandparents. I'm going to surprise them. I'm taking 4 days off. I told the team, I'm leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. I got to be there at 3 o'clock. And I just booked 6 hours before. I said, I'm going to delegate whatever I have to delegate in here in my place where I need to live. People are going to install my things. There's no problem. I'm leaving. I'm going to be back fresh. I worked my ass off for 3 months. And when I come back, I'm going to crush it. You know what happened? Would you like to know what happened, Oliver? Say yes.
Please tell me. Yes.
I want to bring some. Say yes.
Yes.
That's it. I got back from Florida. My things were everything was placed in my place. I got back to the office. I had 4 different appointments that Monday. And that week, I signed 6 clients. 6
That one week.
new properties. I had lined up 6 new properties. Why? Why do you think, Oliver, that happened?
Because you were refreshed.
I was refreshed.
You came back to crushed.
I came back to crush it. I came back stimulated. I came back to shift my business. It's a shift that I did for myself, for my life, for my body, for my mindset, for my vision. Being near water, being near the city, seeing something what's possible, and that's where the juice is. People don't like to move. I've moved a lot of times in my life with my family. It's hard. It's draining. But I said, you know what? I need to do this. I need to feel more stimulated. I need to feel. I want to be at the happiness level. I want to shift it again. It's crazy. The energy. I want to create more energy, and that's what I did.
Because you can't give what you don't have. I say this a lot. It's amazing. Sometimes I make this cliche on these recordings, but I say this a lot. You cannot give what you don't have. And if you're drained, you've got nothing to give. So you have to recharge. You have to reset.
Yeah. I'd like to share something with you, Oliver, if I can. You know, so I took something from my mentor that, you know, he's been guiding me in for a couple of years, and there's something that really triggers me that I use daily with him, you know. And if you have a pen and paper, I'd like you to maybe take this down. On the top,
sure, give me a second. Grab a pen here.
On the top. No problem. No problem. If you don't have a pen right now, I could always. It's very easy to know. And you know what? You could put that in front of you on your book, at the office, on your agenda. You could put that in your car. You could put it anywhere. You could even have it in your pocket, and you could use it anytime. It's so easy. It's called the ladder of success at the top with a line. Okay. And then after, you're going to start at the bottom. You're going to make some space. Okay. Start at the bottom, and you're going to write pour at the bottom, and you're going to put an arrow up, and you're going to put good. You're going to put an arrow up. You're going to put great. You're going to put an arrow up. You're going to put excellent. You're going to put an arrow up. You're going to put outstanding. And then you're going to put an arrow up, and you're going to put extraordinary.
For good, great, outstanding, extraordinary.
Excellent. Sorry, I'm not sure if I said excellent.
For good, great, excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Outstanding. Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Okay.
What does this do? Okay.
Got you.
Anything you do in your life, anything you're doing anywhere, business, not business, family, anything, how are you achieving in that area? How did you do on that call? Was it good, that call? Was it poor? Was it great? Okay, it was good. Oh, why was it only good? How could we bring it from good to great this month? How could we bring our prospecting calls at the office from great to excellent, or our presentation from excellent to outstanding? Anything you do, anything. How could we prepare better in the morning? Our shoes, our suit, the way we do our beard, the way we do our hair. Was it great last month? How can we bring it to excellent? Anything you do, you use this, I guarantee anybody, they will feel different. They'll feel like they're progressing for just better. Like I say, every day in every way, we're getting better and better and better. Yes.
Yes. And this, I believe, this scale, this ladder, if you will, basically encompasses everything, not just your business, but your relationships. Did I call my parents this week? Did I keep in touch with my kids? You know, did I Did I spend enough time with them? Did we go to the park? Did we watch a cartoon together? Did I tell my wife? Did I buy my wife, some flowers? Or, did I go to the gym? Did I call the doctor for a yearly physical,
Yeah,
It's like, how
100%.
am I doing? Like, my food, no, I see you. I see what you mean. Oh,
So,
okay.
so this, you put that in your car, even if you put out your dash of your car and you're driving to work, you're like, oh, how did I do this morning preparing with the kids and everything? Tomorrow you might be at great, okay? But I
Mm-hmm.
could guarantee you something. By the end of the week, you're gonna look at the chart and be like, holy shit, that was outstanding. Because it's always in front of you. And it's gonna make you achieve different levels in anything you do. We just want to be better people every day. That's for me, and I'm pretty sure for you. If
That's
if
exactly this
people,
message.
so um, that's it, really.
How How do you keep yourself, again, it's probably a question you ask yourself all the time, Vince, but what keeps you going, man? 10 years into your journey, and like I said in the beginning, showing no signs of stopping. You're
Mhm.
passionate, you're dedicated, you have a thirst for what you do, you're hungry, but what keeps you going, Vince, man? Because I
So
believe that the path of success is a sustained amount of consistency, rigorous consistency. Not about being faster, not about, again, if you have some better skills, use them, of course. But consistency is what basically is going to differentiate you in the long run. And what keeps you going, Vince?
great question. There's a lot of things that keep me going. And it depends when you ask me that question. Are you asking me that question 5 years ago, or you're asking me that question today?
Oh,
I could
wow.
say,
Okay.
because every year it changes. It depends what our vision is. It depends what our goals are. It depends who's around us. But I got to tell you, you know, writing back always your goals, or putting things on paper that stimulate you. Okay, you're gonna have, and it doesn't have to be complicated. There's just certain things in your schedule, starting from morning to night, that you need to do. Starting with the gym, or starting with the workout, getting those new conversations in, connecting back with we need to be today, serving our clients, preparing our next day, and then you close off the night.
Hmm.
These are certain. We don't have to make it complicated. Right now, today in our society, it's no joke. It is very complicated. There's technology things, there's systems, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's such a simple system. How do we get up? What do we need to do from getting up in the morning till nighttime? That's going to improve us. That's going to impact someone in front of us. That's going to help us um, grow our family, make our loved ones just better, and that is going to be done automatically.
Hmm.
It's going to be done automatically, because when you show the wisdom, and you show how much you care, and you show how kind you are to people around you, it's just an automatic. It's an automatic thing it's part of your life after. Someone doing it alone, it's very difficult. I've tried to do it. It didn't work for me. I need to have that spike of energy near me, and we found, and you know what? The other person too needs that, the same thing as I do.
Hmm.
So, um, being loyal to that other person, having confidence that you need, being really genuinely happy of how you start your day and how you end your day, will bring you one step closer to achieving anything. It starts with what we're putting in our body, and how our thoughts are. You know, certain thoughts that we have. Actually, every thought that we do have in
Hmm.
our mind is not to put us in a positive state all the time.
Hmm.
But once you're listening to certain, let's say, podcasts, or you're listening to certain audios, or even certain music clips, or music that go in our subconscious mind, it just makes us, gives us a boost. It stimulates us, and it just makes us continue our day.
What would be your best, because again, I'm talking to the Vince with the experience and the wisdom with both failure and doubt and, just climbing over that mountain of fear and uncertainty. And I'm just talking like, Mr. and Mrs. Tout le monde, because I've never heard you like, talk bad about people doing their 9 to 5. Because when you're sitting down and you're realizing that, man, I had a bad day, or I wasn't my best self, or I didn't bring my A game. Can I do this again and again? I was like, how am I going to get out of this? Because we all make mistakes and we all want to bash ourselves. And we all, because it always feels so comfortable to, just self deprecate and just talk bad about ourselves. How do we get over that mountain, Vince? Because it's so easy to fall into the comfort zone of, I'm not good enough. It helps other people to hear it from you and other achievers and other people of excellence and other champions to try and remind people, let's just call them normal people, that, what, failure is part of the process. And in those moments, just your personal words of wisdom on how to overcome these moments of fear and uncertainty and when we're not feeling our best self and we're not feeling like we're achieving the best that we could be, what would you tell them?
I would tell all the listeners to really connect back with themselves and really see what's important to them. Why are you going to work this morning? Why do you need to go work this morning?
Hmm.
Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it only for yourself? Are you doing it for your kids? Are you doing it to have a better life? But you need to reconnect with yourself and seeing what you really, really want as a person.
You've convinced me that, when you're talking about a, real estate brokerage and a real estate agent, whatever your level in the industry, it's competitive, it's demanding, and what you've done is only to show that consistency and hard work will push you forward. And 10 years into such a demanding field is nothing to sneeze at. So I want to congratulate you on all your achievements. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for obviously being so transparent and patient with us and sharing so much of your wisdom and your time. All the guys that were thinking like, okay, I'm going to get the best champion tips on how to be the best real estate agent. This is not the program for you guys. Sorry.
No.
But I really appreciate it, Vince, because you've definitely shown us that, first of all, being true to yourself and, speaking your own personal truth and not being afraid, to just be yourself and just actively just try to serve is definitely the way to go. So I want to thank you for that. I really want to thank you for that. The last question of the evening is something you definitely know about because you hit
Yes.
everybody else with that over the interwebs and especially me or your clients over texting. What does the word yes mean to you, Mr. Vince?
Oh, I love it. I love the way we're ending this off because yes is in every sentence I say. Yes is a word that's so powerful that people don't even understand how powerful it is. Say yes 10 times with me right now, and then we're going to say yes 15 times, okay? In a row.
Okay.
We're going to see how the energy is going to be, and everybody on the next line, how they're going to be, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it, okay? Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes, yes,
yes,
yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
I
If
actually
you
started
just
laughing just now, out of nowhere.
if you just see the energy it brings in you, okay? Moving your arms up and down, saying yes, okay? It brings energy together. It brings your state, your mind. It lightens it up. It glows it up. Anything you do, anything. If we go from a business transaction, or we're doing anything with our family or our loved ones, everything is possible. The possibility is there. But when you're saying yes to everything and you're going to just figure it out later, that's when you know that you want to be a champion, you want to be a leader. So everything you do, just say yes. And it's all going to come together. You'll just figure it out. It's like when I move. Okay, yes, I'll figure it out. a listing appointment. Yes, I'm going to the listing appointment. Yes, I'm going to work with that buyer. And it just brings me one step closer of taking more action. So my name is the Unlimited Action Taker, and I just love saying yes.
So much energy tonight on this recording. Guys, he is Mr. Vincent Gutta. Vince, where can we find you on the interwebs, man? Just look for you on Instagram. Is that the best place to find you?
I mean, Instagram is probably the most popular platform right now. If you just type in Vincent Gutta, my Vincent, my last name is Gutta, and I could tell you something. I'm ready to help anybody that needs help for free. Anybody that like to have an advice, I am there to serve you, okay? And I'll tell you why. I will do it for free. Because the more we give, we will get it in return differently. And that's what I've noticed throughout my life so far. The more I give, I will get it back blindfold differently. So guys, start your day with a smile, with a laugh, and just say every day,
in every way,
we're getting better,
and better.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. That's all. I leave you with that on this Tuesday evening.
Appreciate it, Mr. Vince. Thanks so much for all the amazing energy. Please, again, so blessed, so much awesomeness here. Guys, he is Mr. Vincent Gutta, and I am your host, Olivier Day, from Quebec, Canada. Thank you so much for tuning in into the Awaken the Awesome podcast. Look out for this episode and all the show notes once this episode goes live. Do take care. Stay blessed. Stay resilient. Please say yes and stay awesome.
This has been another episode of the Awaken the Awesome podcast. We do love to get your feedback, so please drop us a line. Our email address, awakentheawesome@gmail.com. Also, if you haven't already, please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, give us a rating, and leave us a review. We always do appreciate your support, and thank you for listening. Stay awesome.